In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to generate PDF into your web API project using .NET. So first of all, I'm going to create a new project. I click on create a new project and I choose ASP.NET Core Web API. And I name my project as .NET PDF Generator. And I choose .NET 7. For this tutorial, we are going to use puppeteersharp. And this is the website for that package that we're going to install. If you take a look at the example, this is the example that has been given to us. So first of all, I need to install the package. So I right click on my API and then manage NuGet package. And I click on browse. Then I search for puppeteersharp and I select this one and I install. Then I'm going to create my mothers. So I create a new folder and I name it as mothers. And inside my mother, I'm going to have employee class and department class. So I have created department and employee class. So for the employee class, we're going to have employee ID. So for the employee class, we have employee ID, first name, last name, salary, and department of type department. And inside my department, we are having name. In order to get rid of this warning message, I double click on .NET PDF generator, and for the nullable, I just make it disabled. And I save. So the error message goes away. The next step is to have a controller. So I right click on my controller and I click controller. Then inside MVC, I select controller. Don't select from API, I select from MVC. And I select the empty one. And I name it as PDF generator. And inside my controller and inside my index action, I'm going to have so inside my index action, I'm having two departments. One of them is IT and one of them is sales. I store the name as IT and sales. And I have a list of employees. So I have two employees and I have assigned the department to each one of the employees. And I'm going to return my employees to the view models. So I right click on my views and then add view. And I select add razor view empty. And I name it as index. So that has created my views and PDF generated folders, and inside that we have index.chtml. Then I'm going to give it the model. So we have an IEnumerable of my employee. And inside here we are going to use Bootstrap. So I go to Bootstrap. And inside docs, I'm going to copy this. So from include Bootstrap, CSS, and JS. So I'm going to copy this and I put it over here. So in order for an API project to have controllers with views, so I need to do it in my service. I open my program.cs and inside here, I'm going to have builder.service dot add controllers with views. And I need to add the pipeline as well. So after app map controllers, I'm going to have app dot map controller route. Then I try to run my project. So I'm seeing this swagger. And if I copy the URL and I have PDF generator and index. So this is the hello world that I can see. So we're going to have some modification to our index.chtml, such as going through all the employees and display those in a table. So I have my page inside the container. For the first, I have, for here, I'm going to have a logo, but I'm going to add it very soon. And then I'm going to have a label, employees report. And then next, we are going to have a table and using from Bootstrap Stripe table. Okay, inside my table, I'm going to have a T head, ID, first name, last name, salary, department. And inside my T body, I'm going to check if my mother has some records. If so, then I'm going to do a for loop inside my records and make a tr, and inside each row, I'm going to display employee ID, first name, last name. And for the salary, I'm going to convert it to currency format. And for the department, we are going to have from item.department.name. Because inside my employee, we have public department. For my else, we're simply having no records found. And I would like to test my functionality. So if I save and if I hit hot reload, then it's going to apply my code changes. And if I refresh, then I can see my employee report here. So we're trying to generate this page into a PDF using puppeteersharp package. Okay, now I would like to add a logo to my index page. So in order to do that, I need to create a www root inside my project. So I right click on my project and I click add folder and I name it as www root. Then by default this logo comes up. Then I'm going to add a new folder and I name it as images. And inside my images, I'm going to add my logo. So I have my logo over here, and that's a simple PNG file. So I drag and drop over here. And inside my image, I'm going to have src. And if I run my project, if I navigate to my URL, then I don't see the logo. That's because we need to add static files inside our pipelines. So just below use HTTPS redirection, I'm going to have app.use static files. And then I need to restart my application. If I navigate to my page, then I can see my logo over here. After we have finished designing our PDF page, then it's time to convert this index.html into a PDF. So I start my application and I'm going to add a new controller. This time I'm going to choose API and from API controller empty. And I click add. And in here I'm going to name it as employees. So this is my employees API controller that we are going to call. And from here we are going to have HTTP post get report. So for example, the client would like to get a PDF report of the employees. So that's our endpoint. And I'm going to have public async task action result get employee report. And this is going to receive enumerable of employee. And I name it as employees. Then we have var options is new launch options, and this is coming from puppeteersharp, and headless is true. Then we are going to have var browser fetcher is new browser fetcher, and then we have await browser fetcher dot download async. Then we have using var browser is await puppeteer dot launch async, and we pass the options. And then we have using var page await browser dot new page async. Then we have using var memory stream is new memory stream. And then we have var URL is url.action link. So in order to call another URL, and that URL is this PDF generator. Then we are going to call the index action, and then for the controller we pass PDF generator. And for the model we are going to pass employees. Then we have await page to go to async and URL. Then we have var PDF stream is await page dot PDF data async, and we are going to return the file from here, PDF stream, and then the content is application /PDF, and then the name is employees report.pdf. I'm going to put a breakpoint here, and I try to run my application. And I'm going to use from Postman rather than Swagger. So I'm going to create a new HTTP request. You can try Swagger, but I prefer Postman. Then I'm going to have a post, and for the URL I'm going to copy my URL from here since we are using HTTPS. Then API employees get report, and for the body we are going to use raw and JSON. And in here I'm going to create a bunch of employees. So I have created a bunch of employees. My first is employee first name John Smith, and the department is IT. The second one is Tom Jackson, and department is sales. And third is Barb Walter, and department is IT as well. So if I try to send, then I get caught inside my breakpoint. If I hover over, then I can see my model has been passed, and inside my department I have IT. And for each we have something inside that department. And then if I put a breakpoint over here as well, so before this we need to receive some model from here, rather hard coding the model. So that was for the designing the page purpose. So I'm going to stop my application, and I'm going to remove all this since we're just passing from the Postman. And inside here we are going to receive enumerable of employee and model, and we pass the model. If I do this, then we're going to have a problem, and I would like to show you what kind of problem we're going to have. So I try to send my API once again. Okay, after here, I'm going to continue. And this, by the way, is going to download some browser fetcher, and this is doing some stuff displayed inside the example. So you can take a look over here. And then I'll get caught inside my second controller. And if I hover over, then I can see I am receiving nothing from here. So this is not going to pass my employees as mother into my other controller. So if I continue, then we receive nothing from here. It's just a normal PDF that no records found. I'm going to resolve this issue by converting my employees into JSON serializer and then deserialize it from my PDF generated controller. So instead of here, I'm going to have new model is JSON serializer. I'm going to use from system.text. So make sure system.text.json is brought, and then I'm going to have serialize, and I pass my employees. And inside my PDF generator, instead of having enumerable, I'm going to have string, and this will contain the string serialize of my JSON. And in here, we are going to have var employees is JSON serializer. So again, I'm going to select system.text.json. In here, we have deserialize. And we are going to pass enumerable of employee, and we pass a model. And from here, I'm going to pass my employees into my views. So if I try to restart my application, and I'm going to call my employee once again, get report. Then in here, I'm going to receive all my employees as a text. And then if I step forward, I'm going to deserialize my text into object. And that's how we can get all the values properly. And then we pass my models to my views. So I'm going to put another breakpoint over here. Then we have a cancellation token. So that's because we have delayed the request. So I'm going to remove my breakpoint from here, and I'm going to send once again. And if everything goes fast, then we get caught inside here. So this is going to create my PDF stream if I step forward. And we are going to have the byte array of my PDF, and this will return the file, and the content type is application PDF, and the name is employees report.pdf. If I continue, then inside my postman, then I can see my PDF has been generated, and I can save my PDF. So if I save over my desktop, and if I'm going to open my employees report, then we're going to have the same page that we designed over here. So that was the end of this tutorial. I hope you learned something and it was useful for your own project. And if this tutorial was helpful for you, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. By the way, I have added the source code of this tutorial inside the description. I see you next time.